episode of Solving Your China Business Pain Points. My name is Christina Colo-Colucci. I'm the head of business advisory at Woodburn Accountants and Advisors. And in today's episode, we're going to be looking at the refusal to adapt to a Chinese mindset. If you have launched your business in China on the strength of one brilliant idea and the launch has been successful, there is a tendency to feel reluctant to make any changes to your concept in case you throw the whole thing off the rails. And this is extremely common in China, whereby companies replicate their business models, services, and products with the assumption they will fit in the Chinese market. And as the saying goes, if it isn't broke, don't fix it. But a business model that was well suited to a smaller market is unlikely to be fit for bigger things without some degree of adaptation, particularly in a market as large, dynamic, and culturally different as China. Now, if your gut instinct is telling you that change is required, or if you're getting the same message from your team, it is important that you listen. Open your mind to the possibilities that changes to your business model can bring, and be prepared to wave goodbye to your original concept. It got you this far, but is it time to move on? The situation happened to a Hong Kong-based client of mine. The owner is a Hong Kong-born European, started their career in that city. They were familiar with Hong Kong's legislations and regulations, and their assumption was that since Hong Kong is a part of China, whatever you do in Hong Kong can be replicated in the rest of the country. In the first year of implementing their business in China, they made many mistakes that caused financial damage to their budget. The assumption that whatever they did in Hong Kong, they could do in China was false. Companies replicate their business model, services, and products with the idea that they will fit smoothly in the Chinese market. What do you need to do? You need to adapt and educate yourself. The first mistake this client did upon arriving in China was not to become familiar with the Chinese legislation and regulations on how to run a business. But they learned their lesson and read almost every single book and or article that they could find to make sure they never make that mistake again. The question is, how can we avoid making the same mistakes that most foreign investors make when they go into China? What you can do is expand on your local Chinese network, appoint a lawyer, get an accounting provider, a payroll agent. Internal senior managers should be there to take care of maintaining these relationships in order to have a solid network and ecosystem in case situations arise again. You want to be able to have somebody that you can validate business ideas off of, that you can validate business decisions off of, so that you have the ability to pivot and adapt much, much more quickly. Actually, you want to be able to pivot and adapt at the rate that the market is changing. It is essential to know about legal matters, tax issues in China, as well as employment legislation. Do research on your competitors, learn from their experience. It's not only on the price point aspect, but on how they run their business and the lessons that you can draw off of that. You can be creative. There's a lot of information you can gather just by talking to people in the business, talking to people with China experience, listening to their war stories. But ultimately, you will need to create a business model unique to your company based on the characteristics and idiosyncrasies of the Chinese market. You need to adapt to the Chinese culture and not the other way around. If you are struggling to adapt to the Chinese mindset, and you've become aware of this, then reach out to us. This is where we can help you to create an ecosystem of individuals who can help you to change your mindset, or at least help you validate and avoid the mistakes that you might make by not changing that mindset. I've provided you a link to our diary, and you can set up a free 15-minute call where we can discover together whether we can help you overcome your pain points. If you enjoyed today's video, press the like button or share it. This allows other individuals to know that we exist, and especially those individuals that might be also struggling with other types of China business pain points. And if you want to learn more about what we do at Woodburn Accountants and Advisors, head on over to our website, www.woodburnglobal.com. Look forward to seeing you soon. Take care and goodbye.